This might not sound like a big deal, but it is. When you've got a player who openly comes out and says that during the season, not just the season, but the beginning of their season, they have a team reaching out to them and encouraging them and helping them get over what bad games that they've had. I mean, guys, tampering is tampering. All right. It doesn't matter if somebody's reaching out to you, offering you money or whatever. You've got a team that is, and I know multiple teams do it. I get it. But for this player to come out and say this, if you guys haven't seen it, Kayden Proctor had an interview. Um, Maybe I don't know what you call it, but it was an interview at an Iowa basketball game, and a reporter asked him, just why he chose Iowa, and he clearly states that Iowa stayed in touch. They stayed in touch during his entire freshman season at Alabama, which really threw me off. Because at first I was like, okay, it sounds kind of weird, but the more I thought about it, this is the first time we've heard somebody openly admit that tampering happened. I think for all of us, we know stuff goes on under the table. We know little things happen. And one for me, as a Georgia fan, um, we had our star cornerback, AJ Harris, who had come out, he went into the transfer portal and he had come out and said, hey, decided to take my name out of the transfer portal. It's not worth making a few extra dollars. And it's like, you wonder where these where the sense of doubt comes in to these players of, hey, I'm not making enough money here, or I can't make a lot of money here, I could make money somewhere else. And it's because you have these teams reaching out to these kids going, hey, if you're into the transfer portal, we'll see what we can get you. We could possibly get you this, we could get you that. um, I know that Florida State just got in trouble for the Amarius Mims thing, and I think it was 5 scholarships that they took away from Florida State. Like that's rough, and that was for giving him a ride to a restaurant. Now, did they do other stuff? Doesn't matter. That's not what was. It's not what got them in trouble. But if giving a ride to a player in the transfer portal to a restaurant is worth 5 scholarships, then what is real tampering? What is that worth? I don't know if the NCAA will do anything. I was really sure that they would launch an investigation by now into this, but I think that's the part that's wrong with college football. And if you agree, tell me what you think in the comments, or if you disagree, you can tell me. But it's, people said it would turn into the NFL. The NFL at least signed contracts, at least signed for a year, 2, 3, 4, or whatever. They're signing for a number of years. And now what we're seeing is we're seeing players who at the lower levels have one good season, and boom, you have all these colleges reaching out trying to, oh, here's money, come here, come here. It not say I'm not one of these old heads that's like, oh, loyalty is, it's done. No, but culture is done. Florida State being upset because they didn't get in the playoff, I get that. But then to have so many of those guys opt out, and then you look at Georgia, Georgia had nobody opt out. It's a culture thing. A lot of these guys came from other schools that went to Florida State. So then when they do that, that's the head of the snake. Then other people under them are like, well, you know what? I'll do it too. And at Georgia, you got players like, no, this is my last ride. I'm not leaving my brothers like this. Like, I'm going out on top. It's a completely different game. And you saw when Nick Saban, boom, he retires. Alabama's got players leaving left and right. I mean, currently we've seen that. It's all across the board. You've got Harbaugh, who he just left, which I'll speak about that in my other video. But it, I don't know where college football is headed. But if there's not a, if nothing is done within the next couple of years, it may sort itself out. With people just being stuck in the transfer portal. I know currently there's like right under 1,000 or right at 1,000 players in the transfer portal, but something's got to be done. This is getting a little weird, and especially when you got colleges throughout the season reaching out to players trying to pull them to their place to, you know, make more money. And it's like, are you choosing money or are you choosing development? If you can have the best of both, then do it. But you got Ohio State out here paying $1 million to $2 million per player, and they're signing left and right the best players in the nation. And I'm not mad at them. You do what you got to do, but just a lot of people harped on Dion for saying, oh, you can't build a team out of the transfer portal, and now you're seeing exactly that. So, no, it might not be the number or the amount of players that Colorado did, but people are definitely relying on it. So, anyways, let me know what you guys think.